Hello students, you are now going to know something in detail on Raj Mahal Hills. Look here on the board. Raj Mahal Hills, which is a part of the main topic, colonialism and the countryside. British company came to India. To run the government, they imposed taxes. Here in the area of Raj Mahal Hills, they began to collect the tax directly from the people. These Raj Mahal Hill areas, how they collected the tax, that I am going to narrate to you now. Raj Mahal Hill areas is a land of forest and hills. Those who were living in that forest, they are known as Pahadiyas. Pahadiyas means forest dwellers. Here I wrote, forest dwellers. They lived in the forest. These people did not cultivate much on the land. They collected food, eatables from the forest itself. That's why I say that they sustained on the forest product. Whatever was available in the forest, they used to gather, they ate, they caught fish from the river, they ate varieties of fruit from the trees. Of course, they did some kind of cultivation work. How you know? They cleared little bit of forest land and then they dug the land and did some kind of cultivation. But they truly did not depend on the agricultural product as such, because everything was available in the forest. They did not want to become settled farmers and grow the crops in the land. They did not want. They just wanted to live a free life. When they were sleeping, they used to sleep on the branches of the tree. When they felt to move from one place to another, they left everything behind and moved forward to another plot of land. In this way, they lived practically a free life in the forest land called Raj Mahal Hills. I am talking to you about the story of Pahadiyas. Now, these Pahadiyas, they did not want to grow agriculture very much. They neglected it, because just now I told you that they did not depend much on the agricultural product. Now, British company wanted that these Pahadiyas should develop the land, should grow crops in the land, should sell that crop. Why? Because in that way, the British officers could collect the tax from them. But if they were not doing any kind of agricultural work, then how the government would collect tax from them? That is why the British government, what they did, you know, they forced the Pahadiyas to develop the agricultural land. Whereas on the other hand, the Pahadiyas refused to obey that order. They preferred to live a free life than to be settled in a particular plot of land and work and grow crops. They did not want. Seeing this disobedient character, British army began to force them to show interest in the agricultural land. When they were forced, what did they do? Did they obey? No. Pahadiyas, instead of obeying the British order, they began to run more interior and inside of the thick forest land in Rajmahal Hills, where the administration, where the army could not reach to arrest and bring them back to the society. In that way, the Pahadiyas practically disobeyed the British order. As a result, British government became a failure to train them, to tame them, to discipline them and help them to become the settled farmers. Failed. Therefore, the collection of tax directly from them also did not improve much. At that time, another group of tribal people came over the area of Rajmahal Hills. This next group of tribal are known as Santals. Here it is, Santals. Santals were employed by the Jamindars in Bengal to do the agricultural work. They are very hardworking and they love to stay in one place of land. When the British officers saw this type of character of the Santals, they invited the Santals to come to Rajmahal Hills and do the agricultural work and settle down. They came. Beginning of 19th century they came. They settled down in the forest. That's why they also are known as forest dwellers. They were very good at agricultural work. They cleared miles and miles of Rajmahal Hill forests, developed the agricultural land and began to grow crops. The area which they cleared, they used to fence, put a boundary all around their areas, and their area came to be known as Damin I Koho. Damin I Koho means the area of the Santal tribe. Normally no one was allowed to enter into it. Within that area, they built their houses. They cleared the land and began to grow agriculture. And in that way, the Damin I Koho was an area where they lived, where the villages of the Santals developed, as well as the agricultural land also was encircled. In this way, they began to grow with hard work more and more crops. British company was very happy. Why? Because they could collect more and more tax. Look at the point. More work but no gain. Santals were working day and night, irrespective of any type of monsoon. Of course, night I said wrong, it is exaggeration. They were working from morning till dusk with hard labor and they were growing more and more crops, but they could not store much for future. Therefore, this hard-working, illiterate, simple-hearted Santals realized that more they were growing the crops, more the British was taking out in the name of taxation. And in that way, the Santal youth understood that they would not be able to grow sufficient both financially and in wealth. They decided to revolt. In that way, the Santals revolted in 1855 against the British for their exploiting ideas. Mind that. They were simple. British government thought that the Santal people were so timid, so simple-hearted that they would never be able to revolt or react. But their ideas were proved false by 1855 when the Santals revolted against them, and this incident in history is known as Santal Revolt. In that revolt, Santals of course could not win over the British, but they were able to give an impact of their power on the British government. As a result, the British government gave them one area which is known as Santal Pargana. It is still there, and majority of the residents of that area are Santals. Secondly, the British government on the Santals began to collect the tax not by increasing any time and any moment, but in a very moderate manner. In this way, the Santals became a source of good income, whereas the Pahadiyas were not. My dear children, this story of the two tribals in the Rajmahal Hills will tell you that though they were illiterate, living in the forest, but yet they had intellect, they lived a simple but happy life, and British could rule over the Santals much more than the Pahadiyas. Kindly read the notes also. Try your level best to understand little better of it. In this way you will understand that another pattern of taxation policy of the British at Rajmahal Hill will be clear to you. Wish you good luck. Thank you very much.